Question of the day. Would you rather go 1v1 mano a mano against a failed experiment, clone gone wrong, amalgamation of a Star Wars monster and a xenomorph, or Big Pharma? Let's get into it. Welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you're returning. And yes, today I will be reviewing Jurassic World Rebirth, directed by Gareth Edwards, released July the 2nd, 2025, starring Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, and Rupert Friend. There are more supporting casts, but I'll go ahead and highlight them at the very end. Talk about the acting overall at the end. But let me start off by saying my history with this franchise is I have watched the original for sure, the original one, which I'm not sure when it came out, but the original I watched, definitely for sure watched the first one from the new trilogy with like the one that stars what's his name, Chris Pratt, and then I'm watching this one, you know. So I'd like to say, how many are there? Here, give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. I should have pulled this up further. Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 1997, Jurassic Park number 3 in 2001, Jurassic World in 2015, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom 2018, and then Jurassic World Dominion 2022. Okay, again, I have seen Jurassic Park 1993 and Jurassic World 2015. Those are the only two that I've seen. Again, those being the first in their respective trilogies. And then there's this one, which I believe will be its own new trilogy. Now, also I'd like to say that this movie, I ended up watching it because of the screen unseen that AMC has. I believe, yeah, definitely. Regal also does it, and Cinemark as well. It's pretty much this thing where you pay $5. I didn't pay $5. I have an AMC subscription, where you can either use, you know, one of the tickets that you have from AMC, or like the regular, just like walking in, just like a casual who doesn't have a subscription, you know, to a movie theater. You pay $5, very cheap, for a ticket to a movie that's untitled. You go in and, you know, you're pretty much rolling the dice, and that's what this was. I was able to watch it 2 weeks in advance, although I was tipped off. I didn't just go in willy-nilly, like without knowing. I did. It was revealed on Reddit, because I am on that forum thing. That's literally the only reason why I have Reddit, is to like see, you know, that forum, just to like see if like anybody knows what the movie's gonna be. Yeah, this was a good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's my history with this movie, with this genre, as to why I was excited and wanted to go watch it. Aside from the fact that I do want to start doing more reviews, being more consistent, and that would start off with, you know, the third quarter of the year starting up, and, you know, halfway through the year. By the way, congratulations, we made it halfway through the year. I've also liked what it's promoting, or how it's being advertised, and that I believe I did read in like an article, or like maybe like a YouTube interview, where like the director said that he wanted to go back to the basics and make it more of a horror movie, because that's very much what the first one was. I was a little bit older when I watched Jurassic World in 2015, and, you know, it was more like a thriller type of thing, although there were some like scary elements of it. But, you know, the original one was, to me at least, I'm sure it was also directed and written with the intent of being a horror movie, but that's what this director wanted to do. He wanted to bring that back, and let's start off there. Okay. So I'd like to start off by saying, of course, like I already said, I like this movie. What would I rate it? I'd rate it a 79, an 8.1. 79 or 80? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the synopsis. Synopsis. Zora Bennett leads a team of skilled operatives to the most dangerous place on Earth, an island research facility for the original Jurassic Park. Their mission is to secure genetic material from dinosaurs whose DNA can provide life-saving benefits to mankind. As the top-secret expedition becomes more and more risky, they soon make a sinister, shocking discovery that has been hidden from the world for decades. Now, as I mentioned, Gareth Edwards was mentioned he was bringing back that horror element, and I definitely felt those elements. Do I want to say horror? Maybe thriller? A mix of both, because at the beginning, there's sequences throughout the movie, the big action sequences, and the beginning, well, throughout them all, there were horror elements, aspects to them, the tiptoeing, trying to be quiet, as these moments were happening. Throughout my whole theater, there was that stillness, that quietness, waiting for somebody to say something, or for the tension to break in the screen. So those were fun, those were great. There were, do I want to say horror? There was thriller to it, there was suspense to it, which I guess does factor into horror. So I'd say there was partial horror, maybe thriller. Obviously not as horrifying as an actual horror movie like Barbarian or The Nun or something like that, but there was tension. It's been a while since I've watched the original, so maybe I should go back and see if maybe the assignment was understood and was accomplished, because as time goes on, we become more desensitized, and scary stuff doesn't hit as much, which is fine, but you got to make it interesting and sort of keep it fresh. But there's been so many movies like this, so how fresh can you get? But it worked for me. So I did like that. As for the plot and the setup, okay, so Scarlett Johansson plays Zora Bennett, and she is recruited by, let me look up his name, Rupert Friend, who is this big pharmaceutical suit who, of course, wants to collect the DNA of these 3 dinosaurs to create this life-saving medicine. They do mention that there's that they're focusing on heart diseases to be able to cure. That's what was mentioned. I don't think I heard anything else. But in order to do this expedition, they end up having to recruit Mahershala Ali and Jonathan Bailey. Mahershala is also a mercenary, and Jonathan is a doctor who wasn't planned on going, but he ends up being the one who's gonna go with us, because he's the only one who can identify correctly these dinosaurs. He's our little tour guide throughout this whole expedition. And as far as leads go, Scarlett Johansson, she carries it. The one who I can only compare her to Chris Pratt, who, again, I've only seen his first movie in the trilogy, Jurassic World. And how does she compare to him? She's not as serious. He's serious, cocky, but I feel like it got old. Mind you, I only watched that first movie, and I was like, all right, she is serious and gets the job done, but she's cool. I fucked with her character. It didn't feel old. It didn't get old. She wasn't always she had sarcasm to her, and I really appreciate that. I fuck with that kind of humor, especially between her and Jonathan Bailey. Because Jonathan Bailey does have this sort of moral compass when it comes to the dinosaurs. He does appreciate them. He does go on this expedition because he wants to get to see them up close. He doesn't go really for the money. He goes for the experience of being able to say that, he's in this field of studying the dinosaurs, that he's what's the next step? Going up close and personal with them. So he does, but he also has this heart of he does feel for the dinosaurs, which does conflict with the mission at hand, at least with him. And there is this sort of theme at the end of it. I don't want to spoil it again, but there is this theme of are we doing this for the right reason? Because let's think about what we're doing. We're doing this, of course, to create and like possibly save, or to create a medicine and possibly save several lives. But Ruber friend, you know, he is a corporate suit at the end of the day, and the way he moves, he just wants to make it, pant it, and sell it out and push it and sell it. Where, you know, it's just, you know, there's that looming onto it, lingering onto it, which is great, because at the end of the day, these Jurassic World movies, from what I remember, they were built and like started off with like the idea of corporate greed, and you know, that like company just, you know, wanting to make a buck, and of course all hell breaking loose because of that. So I liked it. I liked the leads. I liked Scarlett. I liked Jonathan. Although, and I also personally really enjoyed Mahershala Ali. He was great. But I was gonna mention, there was this sort of like tension between Scarlett and Jonathan. No spoilers, but maybe I'm misreading it. You can go watch the movie and tell me if I'm wrong. But I felt like there was some flirting there. Also, I was gonna mention that Mahershala and Scarlett, they are mercenaries, and it was slightly touched upon, but it seems like they have history and they know each other. Of course, they know each other because Scarlett ends up recruiting Mahershala. But there's this, I guess I'll just get into that's the setup. I just talked about the setup and the dynamics, but the plot, the dialogue, I'll get into that now. There's some choppy dialogue between Mahershala and Scarlett, because they talk about how it seems like this very much is like their last job, their last ticket to get out of the game, and it seems like there's trauma, but it's just talked about in this like force-fed type of like cringy dialogue, and I'm all like, I think I'd rather watch it than hear about it. But then again, to watch something that like happened in another country that had nothing to do with dinosaurs, I don't really care about it. What I really would have enjoyed is if this would have been just like another job of theirs, and this is their trauma that makes them want to quit. And then for the next movie to be the one where they're like, this is the last job and we're getting out of the business. But no, we just hear about their trauma and like how, like, this is the last day. This is it. This is the last job. But of course it isn't, because I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have 2 more movies. On top of that, on top of the cringy dialogue, we also have another set of characters: a father, his 2 daughters, and his oldest daughter's boyfriend, who are sailing somewhere. They have this summer trip where they sail, I guess, and they end up getting attacked by like one of the sea creatures, sea monsters, and they end up getting wrapped up with this expedition, this group of people. And so they were okay. Of course, they represent the ordinary people who we are. We're supposed to sympathize with them because they've got the mercenaries and the corporate people, the business people, but of course you need the ordinary people to sort of like be the people that the audience has to relate to. And they were only okay, to be honest. The little girl, I think she was the standout, because she does have like this little dinosaur that she ends up like adopting. So that was cute. But the boyfriend and the daughter and the father, they have this like cringy, I wasn't gonna say weird, because I guess I've seen it before. It's not weird, of course. We go through it, I guess, trying to get that approval from like the person that you're dating's like father. But it was just like, all right, it was kind of cringy, It was just corny. It was corny, but I let it slide. It wasn't there for a long time. It was just like a little quick thing. It wasn't like, it didn't dwell on it too much. It just, but then we just went back into the action of it, which I'll go into now. In terms of visuals, it was great. Nothing was reinvented. You don't want to try to get too, at least I don't feel like it. Gareth Edwards, he's a great director. He directed, from what I've seen, Solo. No, he didn't direct Solo. He directed Star Wars Rogue One. I've only watched 2 Star Wars movies, Rogue One and Solo, A Star Wars Story. Maybe I'll watch more to react to them. And he also directed The Creator, which I really enjoyed. I went to go watch it with a friend. But he didn't reinvent anything. He didn't do anything super new. I feel like, there was several action scenes that kept going, but not in the way that like, oh, it's just dragging. No, they kept going and they kept me engaged. They were cool. He also had that like horror element to it where you gotta, like you see, you're with the humans, but you see the dinosaurs like the threat, and I really enjoy. There's this scene with a raft and a T-Rex that was so cool. It was very much jump scare, and that was cool to have, because it does go into the horror element to it. Like I said, there's nothing being reinvented, but I do like the horror elements being attached to it. Sort of like when you have like a door open up and you see the main person, but you see like somebody behind. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. You go to watch these movies for the spectacle of it, so you definitely get that. You get the dinosaurs, and with this element of the movie, there being 3 dinosaurs that we have to get the DNA from. You've got one in land, you get one on who flies, and then you have one in the water. You get that. And I thought it was really cool when they're trying to get the DNA of the dinosaur who's in the water. We are on the boat, and it does at one point, like the camera does get submerged. Of course it's CG, but we get the POV under the water. And then when they're trying to get the DNA from the flying one, we do get like some like aerial shots. Of course it's CG, but it's cool. We get it all. And then when it's the one in the ground, we see like the big dinosaur just like above. It's cool. I really enjoyed it. Try to go watch it on an IMAX or Adobe. This movie, again, because it was in the AMC scene on-screen scene or whatever, we just ended up getting like a basic screen. But I would definitely go watch it again on a bigger screen, because it definitely deserves it. It's made for it. It's directed. I think they used IMAX cameras, but it feels it. It's a spectacle. It's a spectacle movie, and it's a fun summer movie. I will say that. Oh, actually, they do mention at one point, one of these mercenaries, I think it's Mahershala, he's all like, "Why isn't that little girl in school?" The dads are like, "It's summer break." So like as I heard that, I was like, "Hey, it is summer," and I fucked with it. It made me, I liked it. It was such a small little dialogue, but it made me feel like, okay, this is a summer movie. It's a 2 hours and 30-minute movie, but it goes by quick. Those action scenes are well done. I really enjoyed them, and I didn't feel like it was like a super long movie, So that is my review. If you have time during the summer, probably not this 4th of July, but because of course you want to be out grilling, doing whatever, be in a pool. But sometime during this month, July, we've got a big lineup for this month. This one, Superman, Jurassic World, Superman, and Fantastic Four. But if you've got time, I definitely think you should go watch this movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And yeah, 79. Those cringy parts did take me out a little, but those action scenes just brought me back in. And maybe I'll review the next movie. Because again, like I said, I did watch Jurassic World, but for some reason I just stopped there. With this one, I could see myself continuing this trilogy. Maybe in the future I will go back and react to the other ones that I haven't watched, but for now I really enjoyed this one. Recommend you go watch it. And yeah, thank you for watching my review. Let me know if you do plan on watching it. Maybe I sold you on it. Let me know what movies you will be looking for and hope I review for the rest of the year. Stay tuned for other videos. I will be uploading way more. Trust, but don't hold me to it. Actually, no, I'm kidding. Hold me to it. I really appreciate if you watch and if you like and if you subscribe. We're low on numbers right now, but I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna grind it, and you know, it's only up from here. So thank you if you're watching. Thank you for supporting, and I hope you have a great rest of the year. You know, lock in, please. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.